What is going on, guys? I am Travel Nurse Rich. I have been a travel nurse for years, and I am here to answer your questions about travel nursing. And yeah, I'm definitely saving the best question for the end because I've got some things to say about that. As you guys might know, I have a very large TikTok following, and you're always asking questions, and I can't always get to them in a timely manner. But here on this YouTube channel, this video is a banger. So I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Smash that like button. Leave a comment, let me know what your favorite part of the video is, and let's get into some of these questions. Alright, so Carrie Ann 68 says, is there a way to put into your contract that you only float one shift a week? My recruiter said no. I'm telling you, these recruiters need to stop lying to people. I think it would be so much better if the recruiters just gave an honest, accurate picture of what's actually going on. Okay, let me explain this to you real quick. The possibilities of what you can demand or request in your contract are pretty limitless. I mean, of course there's a limit, but you can ask for crazy amounts of things. Like if I wanted to, I could put into my contract that I wanted a teddy bear for every assignment, but it has to be from a crane game and it has to be one from that crane game. But do you see the problem with adding that to my contract? A lot of nurse managers are going to see that request and they're going to immediately say no. Immediately no. And some might be like, wow, that's a pretty simple request. Yeah, dude, get this guy a teddy bear and he's ours for like 13 weeks. But typically floating is a integral part of travel nursing. And I think a lot of the nurse managers are going to say absolutely not to your request to float only one time per week. So your ability to find a contract will go down significantly, but you can always try to put it in there to see. Like if you're really picky and you really don't want to float, you'll find a hospital that will agree to let you only float one time a week. We are going to blow through these questions today. I hope you guys like this video. Fisherman80 says, do they have travel CNAs? If so, do they pay well? All right, so here's the thing. Travel CNAs are definitely a thing. And yeah, they absolutely get paid more than like a typical CNA at a typical hospital. But I really have no idea how much they're getting paid right now. So let's look it up.
All right, let's check out how much CNAs make on average, so that way we can kind of both find out together. So according to Indeed.com, the average CNA can make $34,670 per year, which ends up being a weekly gross of about $666 per week. Who did this? Okay, like, you guys trying to say that CNAs are the devil or something? Anyway, all right, let's move on for that. So apparently, it's evil what they normally pay CNAs, and I agree, you guys need to make more. So let's look this up on Fusion Medical Staffing, which deals with travel CNA contracts. Lots of other companies out there do this, but let's check out Fusion Medical Staffing just to see. So we've got a contract for $14.61 per week, $14.52 per week, $11.63 per week. These are all 40-hour-a-week contracts, and they're likely all long-term care contracts just because of the 40-hour-a-week. And I'm not entirely sure how to look up how hospital contracts for CNAs are. And dude, $14.51 a week. I mean, I would have taken that for my first travel nurse assignment. Actually, what I got paid before the pandemic, before all this stuff started when I was a travel nurse, my first contract was right around $14.51 a week. So like that's travel nurse money for you CNAs. So of course, goodness, you guys can definitely make a killing here. Okay. But yeah, long-term care sucks. But here's the thing, if you're already a CNA in long-term care, then you're probably good, right? So for the sake of a point, let's just assume that the hospital CNA contracts for travel CNAs are roughly the same, because I have no idea how to look this up. In all likelihood, they'll probably pay a little bit more, but then again, it's all supply and demand driven, so maybe a little less, I don't really know. But to answer that question, CNAs make an absolute fortune compared to what they would normally make as long as you're traveling. All right, back to the rest of the video.
And we're back. Wow, nice change of scene. Back in my car in the middle of winter. On to the next question. Hey, were the travel nursing rates still as good prior to the pandemic? That's from Yamama55. You're never going to be a travel nurse with that kind of grammar. Come on, man. It's were, W-E-R-E. Get that apostrophe out of here. So here's the thing. Travel nursing is very supply and demand driven. Back before the demand was that high for travel nursing, contracts were not that high. They just weren't. You could still make about twice what you were making as a staff nurse, as a travel nurse, back then. And then places like California were paying around $2,900 a week. That was actually on the higher end. Or you could take a crisis contract and then you'd start seeing numbers in like the $4,000 per week range for travel nursing. but those contracts were often shorter, and you'd usually have to travel farther because a lot of times they were strike coverage contracts. But nowadays, virtually every contract is a crisis type contract, and they are paying top dollar. Now is a very unique time in travel nursing, and there's not going to be another time like this for quite some time. And on top of that, these rates are not going to go down anytime soon. Even if COVID were over today, the crisis rates are still going to be high because these hospitals, A, are still full, and B, are still severely understaffed. The amount of nurses that have left the bedside is just ridiculous. So there's going to be opportunity for quite some time. But when the rates go back down at some point in time in the future, it'll probably be around 2 to 2.5 times the pay on average for a contract, which I'm still fine with that. All right, Michelle Holman 72 says, talk about what we do if we don't have a tax home, because I might need this for a 2021 tax year. This is awful. I hate hearing news like this. Guys, no tax home is bad. It's bad. It's bad. Okay, it doesn't have to be that bad. Let's talk about it. Having no tax home is fine if you're not getting paid a stipend, or if you are getting paid a stipend, but you're getting taxed entirely for that stipend. So if every item that you're getting paid, stipend, hourly wage, incentive, whatever, is taxed, then you have nothing to worry about. But if this is your story for 2021, where you've been working as a travel nurse all year, taking stipends that are tax-free, and you don't have a tax home, then you need to set aside a large portion of money, because you're going to want to pay that directly to the IRS to cover those taxes that you should have been paying all year. Because what happens is, if you don't have a tax home, then you are what is considered an itinerant nurse, meaning a nurse without a home, which is fine. It means you can go anywhere in the US whenever you want, however you want, but you have to treat it like every place is 100% taxed. You cannot have the tax-free benefits according to the IRS when that happens. All right, here's that last question. Terry Lowry says, can I start looking for contracts after 1 year experience in ICU? Terry, this is my least favorite question by far. I hate this question. Everybody always asks me this question, but when you add the phrase 1 year and ICU travel nurse, just something about it makes me cringe on the inside, okay? But it's still an important question, so I'm gonna answer, and I'm gonna give you a very thorough response here, and you need to hear this, because the answer might surprise you. Normally, I would say 1 year is not enough to be an ICU travel nurse. I would say 1 year is the minimum amount to even feel like you have your feet halfway under you for learning ICU. And on top of that, under normal circumstances, contracts require a minimum of 2 years experience, or they won't even look at your information, with at least one of those years being in a specialty like ICU. However, and this is the part that you probably want to hear, these contracts nowadays are everywhere, and there are new people all over the place getting contracts with only 1 year experience. And it's insane to me the amount of people that can actually get a contract with only 1 year experience. But it's actually happening right now, and it's because we live in such a unique time. But here's the thing, if you're going to take an ICU contract with only 1 year experience, you need to be great. I mean, you need to know what you are doing, and you need to be good at it, and you need to be confident, but not overly confident, and you need to know the red flags, and you need to know what you don't know so you can ask people who do know, and you need to be able to provide actual help to these people who need it. And that's what travel nurses do. They come in, they provide help to people, right? And if you've only had a year of experience, and the entire time you're at a new place, you're the one getting all the help, that is a backwards way to do travel nursing. So check it out. So if you can be great, I say go for it. But if you're not there yet, there's nothing wrong with waiting a little bit longer. These rates are going to be around for some time, because new travel nurses make tons of mistakes. And I made a beautiful video outlining the mistakes that a lot of new travel nurses make and how to avoid them. So you should definitely check that out. It's probably up on your screen right now. So go ahead and give it a click, give it a like. Hopefully you like this video, subscribe. See you guys next time.